Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the 37th Glovecast.
This is the show that you've all been waiting for. What you came here for.
Absolutely. They absolutely came for this. I mean...
Well, if they clicked on the video, that's what they came for.
You're not wrong.
That's actually right. You can't get me wrong on that. You can't make all these jokes about no one caring about our show. Okay. You can stay for a while until you get bored.
Yeah.
But you know what? Tell us about your day. We, just as anybody else who listens to this, deserve to be heard. You know? We don't deserve to be heard any more than you, so if you feel the need, comment, tell us about your day. What was your favorite thing that happened? Because we're going to be telling that to you.
Yeah.
You know? So you can tell it to us too. Mm-hmm. We'll appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So how was your day?
It was fine.
It was fine.
Didn't really do much.
That's good. I mean, that's not really good. What did you end up doing, though? What'd you have for lunch? There we go.
Apple, pudding, Oreos.
Sounds pretty hype.
Cucumbers.
I had macaroni left over from yesterday, and some cookies.
Nice.
And I had some matcha cookies that Mateo made like last week, and he still has some left. So we've been eating those like every day. He made a stick of them. I can show you a picture if you want. Like, before we cut them into individual cookies, he made a big tube. You know?
Yep. I know what that's like. I've made cookies like that before. That's how you make brown sugar cookies.
Yeah, he made shortbread. Or brown sugar cookies, I guess.
Very similar.
You can also do that. It's good, though. I want to make some cookies.
Like, with the sugar cookies, you do that, and then you roll them in sprinkles, and then they get sprinkles embedded in them. Around the edges. That's right. That looks nice.
When was the last time you baked something?
I baked a cake, like, 2 months ago.
That's cool.
It may have been 3 in the morning, but, like...
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. That was weird. That was cool, though. I don't know, in the Let's Plays, I forgot to tell you I put out some Let's Plays. I put out, like, 2.
Yeah, I saw them.
That's good. And
I went to check and went, oh yes, there are some. And then I edited it, and now it is on the internet.
Yes. For today.
Also, you need to add a description.
Yeah, I forgot about that because I forgot that I made some this weekend. I'm like, oh. Well, in them, both of them, I'm pretty sure I talked about how I made bread this weekend.
I think you mildly mentioned it.
Yeah, I mildly mentioned it, but it was cool. I made bread.
You didn't talk a lot in that episode.
No, I was like... Oh,
I started with a 27-minute video. I ended with a 15-minute video.
Yeah, I was like, I really didn't want to do them. So
also, like, I do not think it's synced quite right. Cause
oh crap!
That one was impossible to sync.
Did I start too late or something?
No, you weren't quite timing up your words with what was happening on screen. It was like lagging a bit, and it was really confusing.
Sorry, I don't know. That one was
it didn't lag in
tough.
The video. It only lagged during the syncing.
Wait, so the recording lagged?
I think that's what happened. Or the computer lagged, or you were saying something was wrong. But I don't know.
I think I did it as okay as I usually do. Yeah, I think I did it like okay, like as good as I usually do.
Yeah, I think
perfect.
The recording froze for a bit, but I couldn't tell if that was just you not moving it or if the recording had frozen, and I was confusion. But I think I got it really close to right, but I'm not sure if it's exactly right, because there was things happening in there was one time in the episode where you reacted to something that wasn't on screen yet, but I was far enough that I was like, eh.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would have noticed that. But you know what? That episode was tough. I'm gonna have to make some more this weekend. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood.
Oh yeah, I hope so too, because you did not seem like you were in a good mood.
No, I really had to do those though.
You did?
And that's okay. That's why I want to too.
Ah,
It's gonna be
jeez.
very good.
You hit the mic on something.
Ah. No, it's just this thing is sensitive and I moved it slightly.
Most mics are sensitive. You can't touch them.
I'm not touching the mic, it's a tablet, so I'm just,
I know,
it's in my
but you
hands.
move it and then it causes problems.
I'm sorry.
It's
The
fine.
other day, I found I didn't find it, but I saw this, professional podcast studio. It was near a bus stop. It was
Noise.
so cool. I was, thinking about it. I was thinking about if one day we could record in that. Like a little booth.
You're very muffled. There we go.
I see, I didn't do shit to make it better. I just moved it a little tiny bit to the right.
I don't know.
It's whatever. Anyway, I feel like it would be cool if one day we could get our booth to record.
That would be fun.
And, go to a location, have a podcast like that, rent out a space.
Yeah, that might not be the glove cast anymore. But maybe
No.
someday.
I feel like it would be more fun because, it would feel kind of like a job.
Maybe.
It'd feel more professional.
But I'm
So,
sure it's
this.
quite expensive.
Yeah. Why do we have to rent out our own room when we don't get no views? I mean, if we stay at this for long enough, I'm sure we'll garner some sort of audience.
I mean, maybe. We
Yeah.
had one for a little bit, and then we lost it, I think.
It's hard, but it's okay.
With our inconsistency.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. We just stopped making them for 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, and then when we started again, no one was watching them anymore.
Oh. That's okay.
But yeah, whatever. I watched a play yesterday, so that was fun.
Can you tell me about it?
What?
Can you tell me about it?
It was Peter Pan. There was lots of cute small children in it.
So it was a school thing?
Sort of.
Like your mom's school, maybe?
No, it was a homeschool group. But they always do a really good job, so.
Okay. How do you know them? How do you know these little children, Dana?
My friend has always been part of it. But we didn't, he wasn't in it, but.
Or he... Do they have a little sister or brother?
No. Yes, but that little sibling's not in it. It's
Then
because
why
they
are
were
they
in it. But we went on the wrong night, so they weren't in it.
What? That sucks. That really sucks.
I mean,
see
you
all
can
these
figure
strange
out who
children?
this is. Which of my friends is homeschooled?
Yeah, I know. I remember him because I'm pretty sure I've talked to him in the past about him being a weird place.
Yeah, him. So, but yeah, watch
Josh?
that. They were very cute kids. The Peter Pan did a really good job. He was a really good singer, and he was doing flips when he was flying, which was cool.
What? And he was a little kid?
I think he was short for his age, but he wasn't.
Okay, but he was still young.
But they have kids from grade 2 to grade 12 in that play, so
Okay.
I don't know exactly how old he was, but I'm thinking
How
he
old
was
did he
older than he looked. But he looked
How old did he look?
8, 9, but I think he was just short, and I couldn't see him very well.
Yeah, then he couldn't be older than 16.
No, he
Oh,
was
no, that's
absolutely
such-
not. He was
that's such a
12
big-
probably.
Yeah, that's such a big age bracket though, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, he did a really good job. He probably had some acting and
job.
singing lessons. But
Wow.
yeah, he was very cute. And all the Lost Boys were very cute.
Oh yes, Peter Pan, I forgot. The story of Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. What would you say? Do you think it's the best interpretation of Peter Pan that you've seen?
I haven't seen the many interpretations of Peter Pan, so probably.
So yes. Have you seen Peter Pan?
No. Maybe?
I saw it as a kid.
Possibly. Not that I remember.
Yeah, I don't really remember it, but I saw it as a kid.
But yeah, they used the Broadway script, but they did alter a few things to make it less, like, racist.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They're having little kids like kind of insensitive things.
Yeah, they made sure to edit those bits out.
Of course. In my English class, speaking of controversy.
Okay, put the iPad down.
I don't have any more. Okay, is this okay?
No. It's too far away.
How about this?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. What was I gonna say? I had something cool to say. In my English class, we're talking about the song Baby It's Cold Outside and how it had a lot of controversy about it.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about the movie Last Tango in Paris, which is like a pornographic movie.
Okay.
And we're talking about the controversy around that. Which is funny, because how can you talk about a movie without having seen it? Mm-hmm. And technically, we're not allowed to watch this movie because it's like, I don't know if it's rated X, but it's rated R for sure. And we're not 18 yet. So how are we supposed to talk about a movie without having seen it? Is the teacher encouraging us to break the law? No, she's encouraging us to be lazy people on the internet who just read about movies and don't watch them.
Makes sense.
And I don't know, it's like whatever. She's like just trying to make us become activists. She wants to, I don't know, this is like in the curriculum. We're doing this in like French class too, trying to talk about stereotypes and whatnot, just making sure that everyone's on the same page, political page.
Makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but it's kind of funny.
So you want to see a photo reason why Photoshop should be taken away from me?
Sure. I didn't even know you started using Photoshop.
I've been using it for a while.
Okay. Show me.
Why is this file too big? It's not, did I grab the wrong one? I don't think so. Oh, that's because before I sent it through screenshot. Okay, I'll just screenshot and send it again. The file's too powerful, apparently.
It's too big.
Snipping tool. Photoshop. There. And then I'll show the audience the actual thing, but yeah. And paste that in. And there you go. This is why Photoshop should be taken away from me.
Why? That's awesome. Who is this lady without feet?
What? Who
is this lady without feet?
What do you mean?
There's a lady in the center without any feet.
That is my friend.
Without feet.
She is kneeling.
Why are you guys kneeling? Who are these people in the background?
Those are also my friends.
You got friends? I'm kidding. You guys look nice. You're in the farm.
Mm-hmm. And like my one friend couldn't come, so then my other friend was joking about just kind of photoshopping her in, and that turned into photoshopping her into the sky. And I think they just meant like put her head in the sky. But how I decided to take that was make the sky her face, which involved turning it all into skin. So, yeah.
That's good. I think you could have even done better. Like, the sky looks amazing, but it looks good. I could not ask for a better image.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think it should be taken away from you, though. I think you should use it more. I disagree.
That took me like an hour.
Not the worst use of your time. What did your friends think about it?
Some of them were impressed, others of them were horrified, you know.
You know, like, that's the morality spectrum. When you look at an image like this, what do you think? What do you see? Beauty or horror?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone sits somewhere, and it's usually not in the... That's great. I applaud you.
But yeah, we had prom, so that was us all dressed up for prom.
Yeah, of course. What did you do? What did you do in prom?
Took lots of photos beforehand. You want
took
to
lots of photos?
see? This is me and Em and Chisa.
Hell yeah. Gang! I like it. What did Chisa wear to prom?
A beautiful black suit. A very furry one.
Ooh, furry black suit.
But yeah, we had
What was
fun.
your favorite part? What was your favorite part?
I don't know. I enjoyed just chilling on a boat at 1 a.m. That was fun.
Oh dang, that's cool.
We got kind of cold, and so this is me and Em using my dress as a blanket.
I guess there was a use for it. I was like, why you spend so much money? Because this is a dress for the tundra, not just for prom.
Yeah,
Dana's
because
ready
I was cold and I didn't have a sweater, and I was like, my dress has two like solid colored layers of fabric that could just kind of go by themselves. Why shouldn't I use the top one as a blanket?
There you go.
So I did.
What type of food did they serve?
At the banquet they served like potatoes and meat and bread and salad and whatever. And then on the boat they served like candy and chips and fruits and vegetables.
Okay, that's good. Candy and chips, yum. That's what you said, because like that's probably what you ate. Maybe some cucumbers. Did you indulge in any cucumbers?
I ate a bit of fruit, and I ate a lot of candy, and I drank a bunch of pop. But
what type of pop?
I had
These are the questions
Sprite,
we need to know.
because I went to the bar upstairs, and they only had Coke, Diet Coke, ginger ale, and Sprite, so I just ended up with Sprite. But apparently the school had brought a bunch of cans of pop, but they didn't do a good job at telling us. And that's why I blame Mother. And so yeah, because she was in control. But yeah.
That's cool though.
It was fun. We were on a boat. And
Sounds like a good
So one thing with the banquet thing they do, because they do a banquet, and then after they have like a whole program, like they have a bunch of people doing music stuff, and they have an award ceremony, and every grad gets nominated for something, but only a few win things. So everything has 6 nominees and only 1 winner, usually. Except for there was one with 4 nominees and 4 winners, but that was a special case. But...
Did you win anything?
I did not win one of them. None of my friends won one of them, because we're not friends with the people who were deciding.
Yeah, all it is a popularity contest.
Yeah, but I got nominated, because everyone was
What did you get nominated for?
I got nominated for most likely to become a famous YouTuber.
Do they know this?
No, they don't. They just know my habit of making videos for everything, and then don't know anything else about me. So.
Well, you know what? This is good luck. If someone at your school thinks you're going to become a famous YouTuber, then
and that category only existed because they wanted to show off show this one kid's YouTube channel, because they wanted to embarrass him, I guess, but like jokingly, because he's their friend. Because they always bring it up, because it's this channel called Cringe Kid Number. It doesn't say number, it just has a number.
Oh yeah.
And he uploads like 1 video a year.
I know that type of channel.
Yeah. And so
That's
they
cool,
like
though.
teasing him about it because he used it like I believe it's a couple years old now. And yeah. And the mic's making so much noise again.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so they had that whole thing. One of my friends got nominated for most likely to open a bus window in freezing weather, which was confusing as he's never opened the bus window before, because he's always cold.
They just wanted to put him in the category.
They just needed 6 people in the category.
It was like all inside jokes. For like people who know each other, who are in. It's like Quotev.
Yeah. And then there was one award that was most likely to get lost in Europe. So the 6 nominees were, of course, all students, and then the winner was one of the teachers.
Yeah.
Because they went to Europe, and he was one of the teachers that went to Europe, and they apparently lost him in a museum. They managed not to lose any of the kids, but they lost the teacher.
Where did they go in Europe?
Like France, England.
Oh, great. That's cool.
Yeah.
Tomorrow in school I have my talent show, actually. It's a thing after school. Well, it's not quite a talent show, it's a gala. It's like you gotta dress fancy, and then you get to see some people perform music, and then eat food. It's kind of like a prom. Yeah. Because it's kind of like a prom.
Mine always had airband during school, but we're not having it this year because not enough acts signed up.
Yeah. I don't know, this year, I don't know how many acts. Very many.
One year they thought they didn't have enough acts, so the teacher or the principal, without telling anyone, decided to play a bunch of ads beforehand. But like he just wanted to show cool future tech ads. And I'm just sitting there like, half of these are scams. Like legitimately.
Yeah, that sucks. Like, they're not that cool, I'm sure, even if they were real.
Like the projector on your wrist phone bracelet thing that never came to be, and the video for it was just CG, because that's impossible. Because it could not work on all skin types and in all brightnesses, because how projectors work is the lightest value is the lightest value on the screen, and the darkest value is the darkest area on the screen. And you can't make with light something darker than it is. And you can't make with light something that's like a dark color white. That's why projector screens are white.
Yeah.
It doesn't work on skin, and when it's really bright out, you can't make skin, like, light doesn't make things darker.
Do you know the specific video?
I don't, possibly? It's like Circuit or something. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but I know what video it is. I've watched it before. Because I was watching things on how it was a scam.
Did you watch it before the teacher showed it to you?
No. I then went, that's a scam, right? And William showed me videos of how it was a scam. But I instantly watched it and went, that's not how light works.
That's probably right.
I don't think that's possible. So yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It was silly. But yeah. That was one year. No one was really happy with the principal for that one.
I don't know, at least he tried something.
Oh, and I felt, so we had that whole show, and I felt so bad for 2 girls who, not the talent show, at prom we had that whole thing.
Music show.
And so there was a couple of kids playing music or whatever, and 2 of the girls went up to play together. And so they got up there, and the one girl tries to strum the guitar, and it's out of tune. And so she's just kind of like, oh, it's out of tune. So they decided to play without the guitar. And then
they really should have done that before.
They did.
Tuned it?
They did. Just someone put it down wrong, and that untunes guitars. If you put them down on the string, they'll go out of tune.
Yeah, I guess.
And someone who was organizing everything put it out of tune. They tuned it that morning, but they hadn't had a chance to be back there until they were on stage, you know?
That sucks.
So yeah, they decide, okay, we can go without the guitar. It's because they're both singing. And the other girl hits the piano, and the piano's off. And so then eventually they get the piano turned on. And so they start going. And then all of a sudden the principal walks up and grabs his guitar, because he had been playing earlier. And, like, stops them and gives his guitar to the girl halfway through the song already.
What?
Makes them restart. And they're just kind of there awkwardly, and I felt so bad for them.
Was that the same principal who put on the tech ads?
Yes, same guy.
Oh, okay, he sounds kind of, oblivious.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was like, why didn't he give it to them, like, when these girls were fumbling with the untuned guitar?
I don't know.
It's like, and then he ruined it for them. It's like, it could have been a save. Like, it could have been really good. Like, oh, phew, you have another guitar that's really good. But instead it was just, like, this awkward thing that made
it
them,
honestly would have been fine if they just hadn't had the guitar, because they weren't playing it, so you couldn't tell it was out of tune. They just decided to go without the guitar, and they were fine without the guitar. And then he made it real awkward.
Yeah, that sounds awkward. Were they good, at least?
Oh yeah, they're very good.
That's cool. They can hold their own, I guess.
And then they had the jazz band up, which was a bit of a mess, because there's grade 11s and grade 12s in the jazz band. But there was only grade 12s there, so they could only have the grade 12s.
Wait, were grade 11s, like, straight up not allowed?
Not unless you had a date, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's the rule.
Yeah, you're allowed if you have a date, of course. If you are a date, then of course you're allowed, but
in my school,
I think they make come.
I think they make a little bit of a difference. Like, you can bring a date or one friend.
Yeah, you're only allowed to bring a date, but that date could be a friend.
Yeah.
The school can't prove it's not, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's basically, I think that's more like it at my school, where it's like...
But there was only 6 dates in total.
Because people in your school don't date, apparently.
Not outside of the class. Like, there was a couple that were dating in the class, but... Or there's more, I'm pretty sure, that were dating. They just didn't invite their dates or whatever. Or that their...
That's mean.
Partner.
They didn't want to come?
Probably. It's $60 to go, so...
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah. And then there was a whole bunch of parents, because you go with it's the person, their date, and then however many parents.
You get to bring parents?
Yeah, that's what the dinner is. You go with your parents. The show is kind of mostly for the parents. And then you go on the boat. You go on a bus for an hour and a half, and then you get on the boat, and that's without parents. Except for me, because my mom was chaperoning. But yeah.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, the dinner's with parents.
That's cool, though.
It's a whole thing.
In a way. It's cool that the parents come, but they're not there for the entire thing. Because, like, I get it, like, having parents there for a bit, but, like, after a while, like, if you're gonna spend, like, hours on this boat, you might as well, like, just go with your friends, don't have to do anything.
Yeah, and they don't have space on the boat for all the parents.
Ooh, was it really cramped?
No. There's just a lot of parents.
I guess that's right, because you have, like, most of them have 2 parents for each kid.
Most kids have 2 parents for each kid. Some kids have 4 parents for each kid.
I think that dads wouldn't want to come as much. I feel like it's a mom thing.
No, the dads seem a lot of the dads seem interested in it. I don't know.
Huh. I don't know. Did you talk to any parents? Did any of your friends' parents come?
No, I just talked to my friends.
Like...
There's a lot of parents there at the banquet.
Yeah.
And then kids running
proud
around.
of the little ones.
And then but I don't... The school bus ride for 3 hours of the thing seems a bit silly.
How long were you on the bus?
3 hours.
Oh yeah, I guess an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Did you leave in rush hour?
No, we left at 9.
I feel like that would be a bit faster.
I
don't know.
Yes, but it did take us an hour and a half. I know how long it took us. It took us an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was just an hour. Like, in my head, I think it's just an hour.
It's an hour to get to Vancouver in general.
Yeah.
But we were, like, you gotta first get across Abbotsford, then you gotta get to Vancouver, then you gotta get across Vancouver.
I guess you're in, like, downtown. It's kind of hard to find a place to park there.
I mean, they have places to park at. We were at the harbor, but...
Wait, were you in Falls Creek?
I don't know. I don't know. We were at there's a harbor. I don't know exactly where we were.
Falls Creek is
very
in the
dark.
harbor.
Also, our bus driver got a little bit lost, but that's okay. That was
Okay,
only
maybe
like
that's
5
why.
minutes.
Maybe that's why you were. Because your bus driver got lost.
It was only 5 minutes extra, but yeah, it takes more than an hour to get somewhere in Vancouver.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
In general, yes, it takes an hour to get to Vancouver from here.
Yeah.
If you go just town to town, it takes an hour. But if you're trying to get from one place in town to another place in Vancouver, because it takes like 10 minutes, 20 minutes to get out of town in the first place. Out of my town.
Yeah. That's true. And then 15 minutes in Vancouver.
Yeah. So it took an hour and a half. But yeah.
Yeah, I see that. You're right. That's cool, you have fun.
But yeah, we had fun. Our history teacher wouldn't join our communist revolution, which was sad.
In prom?
Yeah.
Aww.
Well, we had 3 topics during the night. First one was we were making a noir murder mystery on the boat, because everyone was in fancy outfits and whatever.
That sounds fun.
And we were saying every time, so you know how we were on the bottom floor, and the floor above us was the dancing? We were just chilling with the snacks and at tables and hanging out, because we found that more fun than dancing.
Yeah.
And so the floor above was dancing, and every once in a while you'd hear the loud banging of people jumping and whatever. So we were saying every bang was someone dying. So then, so each death was so we were trying to figure out who the murderer was, so that was fun.
Who was the murderer?
My friend Miranda, of course.
Is she the one that didn't come?
No, she was there. Oh, no, she was the one who didn't come to her photo shoot, yes.
Oh yeah, I knew it.
But yeah, so we did that, and then it switched to Titanic. And I have to edit the Titanic movie to put all of us in it as various objects, basically.
Wait, Dana, don't edit it. Let's the Titanic movie.
What?
Let's reenact the Titanic movie.
No, it's better if I edit it.
Okay. It would be so much fun, though.
It works better if I edit it, actually, with our plan.
Your plan, I guess, yeah.
But yeah, so I have to do that at some point, apparently.
The entire movie?
I don't think I'm going to do the entire, 3 movies.
Do the iconic part.
Yeah. But yeah, so I gotta do that. And then we tried to start a communist revolution, but our propaganda wasn't good enough, so we couldn't convince anyone to join. So therefore we couldn't take over the boat and go to, I believe our plan was to go to Mars or Pluto. Now I'm thinking Pluto.
What do you want to do there?
Start a communist regime on Pluto.
Okay. And then go to Earth afterward?
No, never go to Earth.
Just Pluto?
Just Pluto.
That's pretty good.
We had to first steal the boat, and then we had to go steal a rocket ship from NASA.
Of course, because how else are you going to get to Pluto?
But we couldn't convince enough kids to let us steal the boat, so then we were going to steal the bus.
Oh, okay, that's a good second.
But yeah, we didn't end up getting the bus, and then that kind of foiled our plan to steal a rocket ship. Because how are you going to transport a rocket ship without a school bus, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how you can fit except for a school bus.
Yeah, so that kind of foiled our plans. So instead we just went to bed.
Is that the exact time when you decided to go to bed?
No. It just kind of led into getting on the bus and then bedtime.
Bedtime on the bus, yeah. I would sleep too.
Bedtime, I didn't go to sleep on the bus, but that's because I was sitting next to one of my teachers.
Oh, yeah.
And I was
You didn't get to sit by your friends?
I sat by my friends on the way there, but then the friend I was sitting by went to a different bus.
Oh.
And so I ended up sitting beside one of my teachers.
Yeah. Did you have an okay ride with the teacher?
He was just playing phone games the whole time.
Dang. Which teacher is that?
Socials teacher. The one with the
cool?
Coca-Cola, collection.
Of course.
He's a cool guy.
Phone games.
He won in our student, award show thing. He won most likely to win Game of Thrones.
I don't even know Game of Thrones. When I think of Game of Thrones, I think of Hunger Games.
That's not what Game of Thrones is, no.
What is Game of Thrones? It's a show.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Something about...
I've never watched
the king?
it.
I watched one, but I don't know what the Game of Thrones is.
I don't know, I think that's the thing they're trying to, win a throne or something.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to win something.
But I don't know, I've never watched it.
I only watched it once with Mateo's grandma.
Interesting show to watch with a grandma.
That's what she watches. She's a hip grandma.
There's a lot.
She watches it.
There's a lot nudity and whatever in it, and violence and whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. She's not very shocked by a lot of that.
Which makes sense.
Just,
I'm just surprised. It makes sense she'd want to watch it. I'm just surprised she'd want to watch it with her grandchildren.
Yeah, I don't know. She just kind of treats Mateo like an adult. He's like another adult.
Makes sense.
He's not a little baby. My grandma's like that. She's like, oh, can't watch this.
Yeah, she is.
But all grandmas are different. And that's just my only experience with it. I didn't figure out what the Game of Thrones was. All I figured out was it was an episode in the middle of the series, so it was there's all these established relationships I don't understand.
Apparently, the newest season was terrible.
Apparently, that's what they say about Stranger Things too. Are you still watching that?
I mean, I will when the new season comes out.
Yeah, apparently there's a new season coming out, and the last one was bad, apparently.
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine.
I think people are just disappointed because they really liked the first season, and this one wasn't quite the same.
Yeah. It wasn't the same, but it was still fine. I'm not sure it's a good decision to make a third season. Yeah. I feel like the show it could have had a really good ending at the end of the first season.
That would probably be a good idea if they didn't make the second season at all.
So I'm concerned about the third season. But if they didn't make the second season, then everyone would be complaining there isn't a second season.
Yeah, they'll probably keep making it season 10.
They sort of lined it up so they had to make a second season. With what was happening, sort of. But they also didn't leave anything for them to do with the second season.
Oh, that's a red flag number.
Yeah. They made it so things happened that the characters didn't know about, but that could have been solved in 5 minutes. And they had to come up with a whole new villain and shit. And they have to do that again for season 3 because they completely destroyed the villain. Therefore, they have to completely replace the villain and the danger and somehow have that make sense. And I'm not sure how they can do that.
They just need to spend a lot of time writing. And making some sort of story contrivancy.
But yeah, the problem is it's kind of silly for these things to keep happening to this town. Because they're connected, sort of, but they're completely separate things. And so it didn't, like, you gotta leave, if you want to make a second season, and you're ending the show like you need a second season, then leave yourself some room to make a second season, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like it's really forced.
Mm-hmm. Like, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the character development and all that. But, like...
The story.
It didn't need to exist. I strongly believe
fair.
sequels and more seasons, if you want to make one, leave a reason they need to exist.
Yeah, if you want to make a lot, then have, like, a big scope. I'm gonna make 5 seasons with this huge dramatic story, and that's just what I'm gonna do. And
but you also, like, can't do that with Netflix, because they don't... Because how they operate, then they're likely not to give you a second season.
Yeah, that's true. That's the weird thing about Netflix.
Netflix is either going to not give you a second season or force a second season upon you.
Yeah.
And so I feel bad for the writers who have to make a good ending and then possibly be forced to write a new season.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the Stranger Things people maybe did the best they could.
Yeah, I think they did. And it was just fine. It's just they didn't leave themselves anything to do with it, so they had to completely make up something new to do with it.
Because they didn't even know they were gonna do another one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's fair, and they probably had like a really long time to write and reflect on season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But then season 2 comes along, and they have like a fraction of the time, so they're just like, okay, well, we need to figure out the good parts of season 1 and put them in a new way.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's definitely, it's Netflix style of making shows causes bad second seasons.
Yeah. I think that Netflix should be putting money to things like this, but like, I don't know, they should communicate more with the artists.
I feel like you have to either plan something to have multiple seasons or go, no, we're not gonna have multiple seasons. You can't just kind of wishy-washy, depends on how the show's doing. Like, plan multiple seasons, and if it does bad, okay, cancel it. But they're forcing these writers to plan for both options, which is difficult. You know?
That is difficult, and it's gonna be worse, and people are gonna be disappointed.
Yeah. I feel like that's what you notice over and over again with these Netflix shows. People absolutely love the first season, and then hate the second season.
Except for maybe BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, there are exceptions. There's exceptions to every rule.
That's probably the only exception.
But, like, look at all these shows that's like, oh yeah, the first season was amazing. The second season's almost out. Oh yay. Oh, that was shit. You know?
Ooh. Yeah, didn't I say that about Riverdale too?
Oh, Riverdale got worse and worse. Oh gosh. Mom finally gave up on it when Archie went to Canada and got mauled by a bear for some reason.
Are you serious?
She just went, what? No, and then stopped watching.
That sounds like a gag from Johnny Test.
Uh-huh, and that would work for that. It doesn't work for Riverdale.
I think I literally happening in Johnny Test.
Yeah, I think it did. Like, multiple times.
Yeah, I think it was a running gag.
But yeah, Riverdale just kind of went out and got... Yeah.
Did you ever like it?
I never actually watched the first season. I started at the second season.
Yeah?
So not really.
I remember hearing about it from girls in my bus.
Also, it seemed too edgy from the start.
Yeah, for sure.
But it just got edgier, which I'm not sure how they did, because everyone's like review of it was, I mean, it's kind of good, but it's too edgy. Or it is good, but it's so edgy. And they just went edgier and edgier.
Because they're pandering.
Uh-huh. But that's even the people who like it are like, it's way too edgy. Like,
I don't know.
My problem with it is not Archie. You shouldn't have taken Archie's name.
I also agree with that. The second it came out and I saw media footage from it, I'm like,
it's a fine. Like, the first season was good, sure. If it wasn't attached to Archie, I think I would have liked it more.
Yeah, because then it's just like some teen drama, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fine teen drama. Why is it an Archie show?
I don't know.
All you did was take the characters' names. You didn't even really take the relationships. They sort of like half took the relationships.
Yeah. That's another thing you see a lot with these Netflix shows, is that they take properties and they make a new one of it.
Yeah. They take these characters and it doesn't make sense, and these characters don't belong in this world.
What type of a user base from Archie are they expecting to get for this show? Like, Archie fans are older.
Yeah.
And this is like a newer generation.
I think you could have made a good Archie show.
Yeah.
And you could have made Riverdale a fine, like, teen drama. Don't mix those two.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to say. Could you have made a good teen drama out of Archie? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
You could, like, take it
Less murder.
To Archie.
There are good... Like, I really enjoyed an Archie comic where the girls end up, like, their car breaks down in another city and it's just, like, an alternate dimension. Basically,
that's
like,
cool.
all of the characters are there but different. That was entertaining.
That sounds cool.
But Archie's supposed to be, like, a sort of, like, teen drama-ish comedy.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's a comic strip, so it's funny.
Mm-hmm. Like, there was ones that it fits in more. There's, like, edgy Archie ones. Like, Archie gets shot in one of the comics and dies.
I've heard about that. I have.
But no one likes that one. That's the problem with that. Yes, that one fits along with the show more. No one cares about it.
Yeah, they only care about it just as a fact, like, of how bad it was.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. I feel like Riverdale, change all the characters, change the name, edgy teen drama, okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. Gets worse every season. Inevitable.
Expect it. It's a perfectly acceptable show. You know?
That's why people stop watching these shows, though. Because, like, no one talks about Riverdale anymore.
No one cares. It's shit now.
Like, last year, kids my age were talking about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was super popular last year.
And
it'll probably get cancelled real soon because no one's watching it anymore.
Yeah, like, it was a big deal, and now it's, like, nothing because it just got bad. Even the people who liked it, like, young teenage kids, who, like, the pandering is, like, towards, like, they
went too far.
Yeah, they went, like, they leaned too much, and even those people are like, this is not good.
No one likes this edgy. No one likes edginess. Like, people like edginess for the sake of edginess, I guess. But not this far. You can't keep one-upping yourself in edginess. Eventually, you'll slowly out-edge everyone. You know?
That's true. That's a good rule to live by when you're writing a show that's trying to appeal to kids. Like,
you
teenagers.
can't one-up yourself every season.
You can't
will
make
go
yourself
too far.
Like, edginess is kind of like a perfect balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want a character to be edgy, like badass, rebellious, but you don't want them to be, like, full of themselves and annoying and cocky. But you also don't want them to go, like, too little and seem like they're just a wuss, or they don't commit or something.
I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so we'll use Rosa as an example. She's a really good, edgy character.
Yeah.
She works well for the comedy setting. Like, she wouldn't work in a lot of edgier shows, no. She works well for the comedy setting. But she's good, because she's a badass, but she also has deeper feelings. She has... that barely come out, but you know they're there, because she's shown them occasionally. But there's also funny jokes with her, like the fact that no one knows her history, and she hints at it, but she'll never tell, like, the rest of the characters.
That's funny, though.
I enjoy the one, You all think my name's Rosa or something. There's a line something like that, and it's really funny. But yeah.
That's good though. You have to not take your characters too seriously if you're in a comedy. But Riverdale's not really comedy.
Yeah. Comedies edgy characters don't work particularly well in comedy if you don't write them right, you know?
Yeah, they work in comedy if you're self-aware and you know they're edgy and you, like, make fun of it.
Mm-hmm. You can make a really good edgy character for a comedy if you do it right.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to make an edgy character in general, I guess.
I'm just thinking about all those, like, Flash cartoons with Shadow the Hedgehog and
Good old Shadow the Hedgehog.
They make him, like, this angsty guy and they, like, make jokes about how edgy he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's probably better than Riverdale.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of those cartoons. They're, like, bad, but they're kind of funny.
A lot of shows try to one-up themselves every season. You have to quit.
No, you just need to find your balance. Hi, Rainbow.
But, like, you gotta, if you wanna one-up yourself every season, there's a point where you gotta, if you can do that, I think you can do that if you have a limited amount of seasons. Like, I feel like Gravity Falls did that well. I think they definitely one-up themselves.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't like season 1 as much as I liked some of the later seasons.
Yeah, but I think they did a good build from, like, single episode drama to bigger and bigger drama. I think they did a good build with that. And then they stopped.
They stopped. I really admire that about Falls, is that they stopped it, didn't make a next season, even though, of course, Disney wanted them to, like...
No, they stuck by it and went, no, it's done now. It's over. It shouldn't continue.
Yeah, from the start, I'm sure Alex Hirsch was sure that he wanted to be, like, the story, when it was done, it was done.
Yeah. And he did a good job of staying by that, and I really respect it for that.
Yeah,
because it never went bad.
Yeah,
because it stopped. It went up itself, but I don't think it could have gone any farther, and it had a really good ending, and then it stopped.
We used to like to joke about the one bad episode. But honestly, it probably wasn't even that bad.
Compared to the rest, it wasn't a bad episode, it was bad timing.
Yeah, that's what, because, like, we wanted to see it continue, but then they were just like, sorry, road trip.
Yeah, and they just, like, protected the house, and then they went on a road trip, and it didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
It seemed like that episode probably should have come earlier and got delayed or something.
For sure. But I think that Alex Hirsch wanted to stand by his way of kind of like drama and then funny, like lighthearted. Because like he did that a lot in Gravity Falls, but that did not work because like we were so anticipating the next episode.
And it didn't make sense canonically because they had just like done all this work to protect the house and protect themselves in the house. And then they left the house.
We should really watch it again, though.
Yeah.
I would be so down.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah, we should try in the summer or something.
Sure.
It would be fun. How many seasons are there of Gravity Falls? 3?
3 or 2. I feel like there's only 2, but there was a hiatus during one of them, but it still counted as a single season or something.
You're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there were 2.
Yeah, I think there was 2. It feels like 3, but I think there were 2.
Yeah, it feels like there was more than 2, but I'm pretty sure.
They just had random gaps, but counted them as single seasons.
Yeah, they had, like, huge gaps. Like, it went on, like, from 2012 until 2016.
But only has 2 seasons.
When did it stop airing? Question. Yeah, 2016. I was right.
We were quite little when we watched it.
Well, yeah, it started in 2012, and then it ended in 2016. That's kind of ridiculous for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But it was good, and it took its time.
Yeah. But yeah, I very much respect it, and their choice to end it.
It took almost a year hiatus.
I remember that. We were very annoyed.
Exactly.
Because they kept saying they were going to start it again, and then they kept going, oh yeah, It will be done. It will be ready during the summer.
Oh yeah.
Then it was like November when it came out.
No. It says that Gideon Rises aired on August 2nd, 2013, and then the first episode of season 2 aired on August 1st, 2014. So that's like exactly a year.
But yeah, they said I remember us being so annoyed because they were like, "Yeah, we took a break to practice storyboarding."
Yeah.
And we were like, "What?" Like, we get storyboarding's important, but what?
You should know how to do that already. You did the entire first season. And I'm sure if I compare season 1 to the animation quality, I mean, there's only 40 episodes of Gravity Falls. But you know what? That's awesome.
You're muffled again.
It's awesome. I want to know what Alex Hirsch is doing now. He's taking his time with his new series too.
There kept being rumors about him making like new things on different networks and whatever.
But he hasn't made anything
confirmed.
I feel like if something was confirmed, it was confirmed a while ago, and it hasn't yet.
Makes sense. Alright, well, you know what time it is?
What?
Quiz time!
Oh, he worked on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and he worked on Detective Pikachu. So he's been busy.
Yeah.
And he's been working on
He hasn't been in charge of anything.
Yeah, he's also been working on Star vs. the Forces of Evil and We Bare Bears.
Makes sense.
So he's still in the...
He's working on things, he's just not in charge of anything.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, he had his big one. I'm sure Gravity Falls was very stressful.
Yeah.
Look at that fandom.
Oh yeah, little kids too.
I feel like that fandom in itself is it's quite a toxic fandom.
Nowadays, yeah.
It has been for a long time. You just didn't notice it.
As a kid, like when we were really young, when we just first started watching it, we didn't really take part in the fandom.
No, we didn't even look at it.
Yeah, so I guess we didn't know.
We didn't know that. I think it's always been bad. And I think they've always been aggressive towards Alex Hirsch because he's not doing exactly what they want him to do.
I hate that when people do that.
Remember the whole, the purple square guy?
Oh yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah, that was a big one. People were accusing him of changing the episode once they figured it out to be like, no, it wasn't that.
Yeah, I want to rewatch this because I want to rewatch it and like figure out like all the controversies and just like see how like pointless they were.
Also, I really enjoyed after the whole arguments of, no, Stan doesn't have a brother. Yes, Stan has a brother. And I remember going, yeah, it's just the fandom again. He doesn't have a brother. And then there comes the brother.
That's the big reveal. Yeah, the big reveal.
But yeah, I enjoyed the YouTube videos of people publicly going, no, this evidence doesn't add up. He doesn't have a brother. And then after the brother, I apologize for the mistake.
Also, something interesting to note, I'm looking at the episode list right now. Pretty much the writers changed completely on season 2. There's only one writer who stayed on board. And he only stayed on board for 2 episodes in season
2. Interesting.
And season 1 was pretty much only written by 4 people.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I feel like, I'm pretty sure it was that those 4 people were still around. They just didn't take, they weren't doing the main bit, so they weren't taking credit for it. Yeah,
a lot of new writers came on season 2.
And I think the original 4 were still, watching over it.
Yeah, I see... I don't know, it's hard. I can't find the same names. It seems like they're completely different, except for, Alex Hirsch. And Joe Pitt. Joe Pitt stayed for a few episodes. But he's not... He directed, every episode in season 1, but, he's barely in season 2.
Interesting. Alright.
It is interesting.
Let's do a quiz.
Gravity Falls quiz. Next step. We should do a Gravity Falls quiz next episode.
Alright. We won't remember,
Whatever.
but alright. Memorable and epic eyebrows quiz.
This is my new favorite quiz. Okay? This will be the winner picture. I know who this is.
I don't
I'm
know
not
who
telling
this
you.
is.
I'm not telling you.
Eeny, meeny,
Oh.
miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Mo.
Come on.
Oh, I'm at question 4. Question 3 and 4, 2 and 3 are identical.
Okay,
Do you notice that?
I'm only on question 2. I guess this one?
Eyebrows flowing with the power of youth.
Sure. For siblings
Wave
wearing the
motion
same color,
eyebrow.
someone with blonde and hair and brown eyebrows sure do stick out. I just randomly
don't know him.
guessing. Sure, this
Yeah, I'm
one.
gonna guess. Oh, I know who this is.
What question are you on? Stop going ahead.
5.
5? Okay. I'm also on 5.
Class anime character from a major gateway anime.
I don't know.
It looks like a character from Street Fighter, but it might not be.
Kate, whatever. That one.
Now for a moe girl, pickled radish eyebrows. I don't know who this is. I'm gonna say Moogie.
I'm gonna say Mayo,
Ooh,
whatever.
I know who this one is. Number 7.
None of the above. Sure. Easy classic anime, possibly the most
Possibly
bushy
the
eyebrows
most
on the
bushy
list.
eyebrows on this list.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm gonna
Kaiji.
guess.
Koichi.
I'm gonna say Kazuma.
Who's Hunter gonna champion?
Kamugi.
Alkali Wood. How about that? Possibly the world's thickest eyebrows. The grandfather of the gym leader in the
Pokemon world. These eyebrows really seem like they should have their own Pokemon moves.
I like
remember
the name
this.
Walter, so I'm going with Walter.
I'm gonna say Gherkin. I forget his name. Episode.
Should
Once.
be easy to tell whose eyebrows these belong to, so I put
people
the
assume-
last names instead of the first for the answers.
Dude, this quiz
Lionheart,
assumes we
sure.
watch anime.
What?
This quiz really assumes a lot that we watch
I
anime.
mean, why would you take this without watching anime?
It doesn't say nothing about anime. Title.
That's true.
Okay. I think this is the easiest character to identify on this list, and also he says that for every single question. Am I wrong?
So, use not so common first or middle names for the answer.
I don't know, Shigekuni.
I'll go with Sozusuke. Every
Even
magical item can have eyebrows too.
Toto, Snow, Baboo, none of the above.
Toto.
None of the above. I'm gonna say none of the above.
Eyebrows with so much power and authority, the person has their own backlighting.
My toy. I'm guessing. I don't know.
I'm going with the longest one. Another
Okay.
fairy tale character's eyebrows. I've watched fairy tale. What the fuck is your
Do
name?
you know this guy? Is this like from one of the seasons that you haven't seen?
I recognize him, but I'm pretty sure he's not an important character, and I don't remember names.
Yeah, he can't be. It's hard to remember. I'm gonna guess Roball.
I'm gonna go with none of the above. The Slayer
The
crown,
Slayer
Prince Justice eyebrows, and the passive,
pacifist smash mustache.
Gory.
Me too.
Whose
I'm
eyebrows
guessing.
are these? America,
Oh,
France,
I know what
England.
this is.
I think it's who has blonde hair. I know it's not America. I'm thinking
I
France.
think it's Germany. I'm
going to go with France. Mr.
Oh, I
Swirly
know.
Eyebrows himself.
Everyone knows who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
I got it. So what did you get?
I got 0%.
Dude, I got 39%. I got 7 questions right. How?
I got
I want
0
to-
right.
I don't know how I got 7 right. I only recognized about 3. I'm just a good guesser, I guess. I don't know how you didn't guess at least 1 right.
I'm surprised in this too.
Yeah, dude, I'm the best at eyebrows.
How did I get... That's actually pretty impressive odds that I got 0 right
Yeah,
in 18 questions.
That is true. Like, you're not a good guesser. You gotta use...
I was just random picking. Alright.
That's that. Obscure brow fetish. Okay.
I got browless failure.
I got a very rocky success, so keep trying.
Alright,
You managed to squeak past a true failure, so good job on that. XD, I know the result name is a horribly bad pun. It's all good. Bye!
So, shall we say goodbye?
Yeah. You guys can take the quiz for yourself, too, in the description. Tell us if you get more.
Alright. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Have a good week.